Scary. My heart's still racing. I have a big family, but our kids, all of them. So you worry automatically, especially when you get a phone call saying I need to go to the hospital, bus wrecked.
And word of that bus crash spread rather quickly through a local community. There are still unanswered questions tonight. Good evening, everybody. I'm Rob Braun.
And I'm Paula Toti. The wreckage of the school bus that crashed into a Rumpke truck looks horrible, but believe it or not, no one was seriously hurt.
The accident happened just after 8 this morning on State Route 350. That's near Mount Sinai Road outside Aurora. We have 2 crews who have spent the day gathering information, and we begin with David Winter, who talked to parents and students who were on the bus. David.
Well, thanks, Rob. We can now thankfully report that all 22 victims who had been transported to this hospital behind me have now been treated and released. 2 of those victims were actually sent to Cincinnati, 1 to Children's and the other to UC. I just spoke with a UC spokesperson, and she told me that while they still have that patient at their hospital, he is in good condition, which is unbelievable considering what this scene was like earlier today. Just chaos, a calm right now. But earlier, ambulances streaming through here, parents showing up, just panicked, looking for their children. 20 students had been transported here, plus the 2 adults. One was the bus driver, the other one was the driver of the trash truck that bus had slammed into. All of the injuries not life-threatening. 2 of the most serious patients, they were transferred to, again, UC and to Children's Hospital. Again, not life-threatening injuries. And we did speak earlier with the mother and her son just as he was released from the hospital, and here's how he described the moment of impact.
I look down back at my phone, and I look up, and that garbage truck is getting closer and closer, and then once we hit it, my headphones fell out, everything fell to the floor, and I heard a whole bunch of little kids screaming, and I put my hand on my mouth, and I looked down, it's just blood everywhere.
Absolutely terrifying. I knew he was okay, but I was in tears when I got here, and then all the other kids, I was worried about all the small ones.
The medical director from High Point behind me, he says that there were mostly minor head, neck, and spine injuries, just minor ones, and a few broken bones. But again, nothing life-threatening, nothing too terribly serious. Local 12's Christian HAUSER, he's been talking to investigators and with school officials all day, and he continues our coverage live. Christian.
Like you just said, everyone's focused on the fact that everyone's going to be okay despite some bumps and bruises and the serious injury to the bus driver in this crash. Now investigators begin to try and piece this together to see what it was that led up to this bus smashing into the back of that garbage truck. And I'm told it could be some time before we find out what happened.
That's a scary thing for a parent to be involved in. It's not something we want to respond to. So while there were numerous kids injured, we're very fortunate that most of those injuries appear to be minor at this time, and there wasn't any life-threatening injuries.
Superintendent Eric Lowe says he got a call about the crash a few minutes after it happened. He then started telling the rest of the staff.
You never really know what you're going to be walking into if you're going to have 50 or 60 injured students, or in this case we had just a little over 20 today.
The garbage truck was stopped, and the driver, Brian Rumpke, was out of the cab servicing a nearby home when the bus slammed into the back of it. Rumpke was hit with some debris, but he only had minor injuries. The bus driver, Raymond Nees, was taken to the hospital and eventually to UC Medical Center with serious injuries.
We're very fortunate with the severity of this accident that we didn't sustain any life-threatening injuries or any injuries that appear to be more severe than they could have been.
Tow trucks eventually cleared the scene, but the road was closed for about 4 hours. Once all the students are okay, investigators tell me they'll speak to each one to learn more about what happened.
We'll give them time to process what has happened, but we will speak to them and get their account of what happened, and we'll put together all those pieces of the puzzle and get a pretty good account of what exactly occurred.
Now, state police tell me that both the driver of the bus as well as the Rumpke driver have been tested to see if any drugs or alcohol in their system, but they say that that's just standard protocol, and they do not believe that drugs or alcohol were involved in this crash. Live at South Dearborn High School, Christian HAUSER, Local 12 News.
Well, the district contracts its bus service. Officials say the driver, Raymond Nees, has been working with the district for many years. The buses are checked twice a year for mechanical and safety issues by the state police.